my Speak Your Truthers. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday to you. I just left work, and so I wanted to get on and kind of have um, a moment with you guys where I'm speaking my truth, right? And so I had a situation that happened maybe about a couple weeks ago, right? And that situation was someone came into my life that I have known for probably about 10 years, right? And I can honestly say, in my moment of clarity, that I really love this person, right? So I'm not going to say a name, but I do want to kind of give you guys a little clarity of, what I've been going through these last, in particular, this last week, right? So this person came into my life about 2 weeks ago. We talked for like a full week, and the next week it was very scarce. And so I'm texting, I'm calling, doing all the things that you do, right? Now, let me give you a little background. This person also told me when he got in contact with me that he has been trying to get in contact with me since 2021. And I guess he couldn't find my number or anything like that. But then this year he was able to find my email, right? So he sent me an email. I didn't see the email, immediately because I have a lot of emails, businesses, and whatnot. So when I saw the email, then I responded, and he said, basically in the email, do you remember me? And it's like, of course I do, right? So I responded to him. He sent his number, and I sent my number because, I was like, well, you could just go ahead and contact me, right? So that's how that went. And then we started talking. And, it seems like he was interested. I was showing that I was interested. But needless to say, he came up and he said that basically this week, when I talked to him, and I didn't even talk to him. It was just like kind of leaving voice messages. I left a couple of voice messages on Instagram, and I basically told him, like, look, I wasn't going to get in contact with you because I feel like if someone is pursuing me and we're saying we're going to work on it and we're going to take it to the next level, that's exactly what we're doing. I'm not playing games with you or, vice versa. I don't want that to be done to me. So we're grown adults. We've known each other forever. He had stated to me that he wanted me to come and visit him. So I started looking at plane tickets. I got luggage, all of this stuff. When it's something that I want to do, I'm going to work in harmony with that. I'm not going to work against it. So basically what it was a whole bunch of assumptions, and he's not communicating, right? And that's what I tend to get a lot of times with the male species, quote unquote, is no communication but assumptions. And when you make assumptions, you're making an ass of yourself, basically. And so that was the situation. So he says to me in a voice message that he basically doesn't feel like I'm putting all in. He gave me his address, and he told me about the trip and everything. But if I'm texting you and I'm calling you and you're not responding, how are we going to have that communication so that you can know that I've already checked on a plane ticket, that I've already got luggage, and that I'm serious if you're not returning calls? So it was just preposterous to me that you're even making that excuse. So it's one of two things to me, right? One of two things. You don't want to put the effort in. You want to be making excuses, or you have someone else already and you're trying to just put that on me, right? Or you're not interested. So my point is, why would you even contact me after 10 years and say that you've been trying to get in contact with me if you're not willing to put that effort in? You know what I mean? And at the same time with me, I'm not willing to compromise my standards. So I need a man to step up and be a man. And if you're not willing to do that, then I'm cool on it, right? I've been single all this time and I'm okay with being single because I'm okay with me, right? And maybe some of you guys have those same feelings, so that's why I wanted to share this in this video, is because maybe you have those same challenges. You want to find love, right? And you're putting yourself out there, you know, not in a desperate way, but putting yourself out there because I just really stopped dating. You know what I mean? But this is a person that I've been comfortable with. I know him. Our whole situation was, and I'm going to give you a little context, right? The reason me and him broke up at all, and I broke it off, was because he was all the way in Africa, right? And he didn't have his immigration paperwork or what have you. And I had already, in a previous relationship, filed for someone that had needed all of that, right? A previous husband. I wasn't apt to do that again for anyone. So it's like, you're going to have to be able to do that on your own, or it's not going to happen through me, kind of thing. And so that's just where I was. And I was firm in that. And so we don't need to continue this, because until you can get where I'm at, it's not an issue. And I didn't have a problem even going to Africa. But where are we going to take that afterwards? You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to live in Africa. You know what I mean? So that was a situation. I had to make some real choices, and I made the choice to leave that situation. And that's what you have to do as an adult. And in a relationship, if you feel like, you know, now this has gotten beyond, you know, where I'm willing to go, right? And so when he contacted me, he says, I'm closer now, right? I'm in, you know, not in the state of California, but, you know, I think it's like east, you know, going back east is where he's living right now, like Boston, right? And so I was just like, okay, I could do that. You know what I mean? And we could take turns. You could come, I could go to you, you could come to me, we can make it work, right? But sometimes things you just can't make work when someone's mindset is not like yours, right? And what I realized real soon in just that week is that this is why we didn't work. It was no consistency on his part. No, you know, calling. It's like, it was always me calling and texting and seeing how you're doing or whatever. Like, I need that from my partner too. And so that's what I realized, like, oh, this is why we were having an issue, because all the way in Africa, right, you have to have that communication, especially if you have all those miles between you. And so that's probably what I was feeling. And then it's not working out, right? And then you put immigration and all that other stuff into it, and then now we have a bigger problem, right? And so that was a situation. But now it's like, you know, it revisited our lives. So, you know, what did they say? It's a saying like, if love leaves you and then it comes back to you, then maybe it was meant to be, right? So that's what I was thinking. Like, maybe we can make it work this time, you know, because there was always love there, at least on my part, right? But needless to say, he said that basically, you know, he doesn't think it's going to work, and he made that decision, and it is what it is. I have to live with that, right? I'm not going to force the issue. I'm not desperate, and it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Because I feel when you do have love, you don't have to work that hard at it. You know what I mean? It's just something that will fall into place, and it should be a respect factor between you and that person, to make that work. So, give me your thoughts on that, on my situation, if you want to comment on that, but also give me your thoughts on just finding your person, finding love, what you're willing to compromise on and what you're not willing to bend on. And let's have a conversation about it. Okay? So, speak your truthers. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.